Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the Resco product webinar, which is related to the newest features in version 18.0. My name is Eduard Kesely. I'm from the product management department, and I will be hosting this webinar today with the help of my colleagues Adela and Michal. Before we'll begin our regular webinar, I would like to inform you about our annual partners conference, Resco Next. So join us for a 2-day conference in Valencia, in Spain. I can guarantee you will experience beautiful location, excellent cuisine, engaging content about Resco technology, extensive Microsoft technology sessions delivered by Microsoft MVPs. So registration is still open at our website, resco.net. What is the agenda for today? So we will start with the new capabilities of our core mobile app development toolkit, and then we will continue what has been done in sense of user experience and user interface. And then we will jump right into the Power Components, which are our PCF components, building blocks for the Microsoft Power Platform. Regarding of your questions, you can start asking them or typing them directly in our chat, and we will do our best to answer all your questions at the end of the session. So I believe it is essential to recap how our portfolio is structured in a very simple way. It consists of mobility part, which is our core technology, mobile app development toolkit, which is providing mobility for businesses, including functionalities like questionnaires, scheduling, or reporting. With Mobile App Development Toolkit, we enable app makers to deliver industry-leading mobile experiences on the Microsoft Power Platform, on Microsoft Dynamics 365, and Salesforce. And also we do have our productivity line of business, of line of products, which are Power Components, and they can be used for the Microsoft Power Platform and help app makers to deliver faster and at lower cost. So the first feature is Woodford AI Assistant for the Mobile App Development Toolkit. What it is? We see everywhere how AI can help to boost productivity of our users. So, and the primary problem of the users using Woodford is that there is a steep learning curve, and users usually struggle to find relevant information quickly when configuring something or troubleshooting something, leading to delays and frustrations or inefficiencies. So what we did, we enabled AI-powered Woodford Assistant, which is providing instant context-aware support by sourcing information from Resco Wiki and Resco Academy. And also it's upgraded with the latest large language model and available to all the users, so it can ensure accurate and immediate assistance. Let me show you the video how it can be used. In this short clip, you can find it by clicking on the top right question mark, and then you will have the interface, the chat experience interface, and you can type there what you are interested in, like how can I configure the sync filter. So what is being done, Woodford Assistant is looking at the relevant data in the internal database, and Woodford Assistant will provide some kind of configuration steps with examples and trying to help the users to finish the task as much convenient as possible. Next feature is about Data Model Explorer and relations. We already have introduced the Data Model Explorer in the last release, and right now we are adding there some relationships between other tables. And the problem here was that users have been struggling to quickly understand and troubleshoot the complex table relations in Woodford, leading to inefficiencies and in workflow setups and data model optimization. So what is the solution from our side? We updated Visual Data Model Explorer which now includes the relations mapping table, providing a clear and structured view on all table relations. There can be three types of relations: one-to-many, many-to-one, and many-to-many. As you can see from the video, let's take a look at, for example, email table and what relations it has. After clicking on the email, there is on the top bar, there is icon relations, and there are three tabs and each representing relation type. And you can see what kind of relations it can have, like in regards of the accounts and in regards of the email attachments and so on. So the next feature is select multiple items on the map lasso tool. What it is. This is really powerful in some scenarios when the map is being used. What was the problem here? Field workers need an efficient way to manage multiple records on the map, but selecting and updating them individually is time consuming. So there was no proper solution how to select a huge amount of records which are displayed on the map, which lead to bad experience and delays. What is the solution for that? So we have introduced the lasso tool. The new Multiselect feature allows users to select multiple records directly on the map and run bulk actions. So the lasso tool enables fast and intuitive selection for improved efficiency. As you can see from the screen and from the image, this can be a real use case scenario when on the map you have multiple pins, for example, lights which you need to inspect and you need to select more of them. That's when it comes, this lasso tool, very handy. So by enabling this functionality, you can simply draw by the finger some area around those pins which needed to be selected, and then they are part of the selection list, and then multiple actions, multiple commands can be performed on them. The value here is that fast record management and bulk updates directly from the map, which is also reducing manual effort for field operations. Next feature is sync improvements. And what does it mean? What do we have here? So setting up synchronization right can be a challenge, especially if you need to synchronize millions of records. The problem here can be that simultaneous data changes by users and background synchronization can lead to conflicts and data integrity issues, especially in the fast-paced environments. So our solution here is that we are also providing the new background synchronization control settings in Woodford, which is allowing administrators to prevent data conflicts by choosing how synchronization behaves when forms are opened. Next feature regarding the synchronization is link type in and link type exist. What does it mean? The problem here is that sync performance for large data sets can be inefficient, and filtering linked entities often require complex queries that slow down the synchronization. So it leads to the longer synchronization and it leads to the bad experience with large data sets. So our solution here, we have been thinking how we can even more granularly fine-tune the synchronization settings, and now we support the new in and exist link types in the synchronization filter, which allows admins to optimize data queries, improving performance when handling large data sets by reducing redundant records and speeding up fetch operations. We already had link types inner and outer, and right now we are supporting in and exists. So now there has been not much said about questionnaire so far. It does not mean we are not doing anything in this area. In contrary, we invest a lot into that. There are big things coming for the questionnaires, but they will be introduced in details on Resco next conference, so take a chance and register. But one thing we have introduced is concept of pending questionnaires. So what is the problem here? Currently, every time user wants to fill out the questionnaires, user need to look for specific template and launch it. At the moment, questionnaire record is created, so there is nothing like the blank or empty questionnaires being in the system, and on the backend, every new questionnaire record is creating during the opening, during the initialization. So users must manually search and select the correct questionnaire template, which will be launched and new questionnaires will be created. Large templates list leads to inefficiencies and wrong questionnaires may be selected, impacting data accuracy. So the solution is the pending questionnaires. It creates the correct questionnaire for each specific record type. It can be, for example, work order. It attaches these questionnaires directly to relevant table record, and it also presents the right questionnaires when the user opens that. Now, we will continue with my colleague Adela with user experience and user interface improvements. For now, thank you very much.
Hello, the next topic is the redesign of the settings section in the mobile CRM application. A lot of users reported that it's sometimes challenging to find a specific setting property in the settings. We have to be honest with ourselves. The settings grew a little unorganized over time. That's why we created a new structure, new categories based on users' mental models. We also improved some wording to better describe individual settings, and we also use the latest design capabilities to create a cleaner UI. We hope your app users will be able to find specific settings which they need to set up more quickly without reading documentation or asking you for further assistance. The second UX improvement is the concept of the single cart forms. It's my personal favorite from this release because it really aims to solve a usability issue of many users. Sometimes app makers in Woodford put a lot of information on the entity forms. Of course, it's important to put all the relevant information in the right place, but there's always a risk of information overload for the app users. They have to scroll through all the content, through all the cards, including fields, lists, maps, etc., only to find a specific piece of information which they need to interact with, maybe just read it, edit it, or maybe click on it. To help the app users with this issue, we have added a new setting in the form designer in Woodford. Woodford users only need to set the cart expanding property in the form designer to the single cart option, and the app users will be able to interact with the cleaner UI and to focus better, because only one cart will be expanded at a time. That's it from the UX improvements. Michal, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Adelka. And now I will speak about additional features that we delivered to the Resco mobile CRM. I will start with the Zebra RFID scanner. The problem that we addressed here was to natively communicate with the Zebra devices, especially the Zebra scanners, that have ability to read RFID tags. The initial idea was to have some system that allows our users to check the completeness of check-in in logistics, and also to use some industry standard RFID tags that are generally used. So the solution that we delivered was the implementation of the SDK from Zebra to our application. So you have a native way how our application can communicate with the Zebra devices in various use cases. So if you need to scan the RFID tags in the particular area to check the completeness, if everything is ready, then you can use the RFID scanner. The trigger will be automatically run from our application. Then the scanner is triggered. You just hit the shoot button in the scanner. It will scan the RFID text and return to our application. What will be the post process? It's up to you. You can customize it depending on your needs. Okay, that was about Resco Mobile CRM. And now I will speak about Power Components. As probably you heard before, we started with delivering PCF or Power Components as additional features for a Power Platform. And one of those that we are delivering now is the hierarchy control. The main idea is to cover the use case that was originally available in the Power Platform, but Microsoft decided to deprecate this feature. It was mostly used for account hierarchy. Our goal was to address this missing part of the Power Platform that is account hierarchy that will be not available after, I think, April this year. And we add some additional features there. So it is not only about account hierarchy, but you can bind whatever tables you would like to use in a hierarchy structure. You can also use one type of entity where you need to define the recurrent lookup. But if you would like to create the view that covers multiple tables or multiple entities, you can do it through our control. You just need to define the structure within the JSON, so you can check the documentation that is a part of this component. And this documentation will explain you how to define the behavior of the component itself. So the definition is through the JSON. This JSON is used as a parameter when you're using the component of the form. And then you can use it in the same way how the Microsoft provided the account hierarchy, or you can use it for various use cases like org chart or some product hierarchy and various use cases depending on your needs. The second component I will speak about is visual timeline. Visual timeline is addressing the problem that there is no simple way in the Power Platform how you can display various activities that are connected with a particular record, for example, account, or it can be opportunity, or it can be user when you would like to see the chronological displayed activities through the history to the future. So we created the component that we call visual timeline. It looks like this. It shows you the current day. It shows you what happened before and what is planned for the future. It is really good for various use cases like opportunity management, where you can see what is scheduled to move with the opportunity to the next stages through the emails, through the task, appointments, and other activities that you created as a custom entities or custom activity types in the Power Platform. You can use it also for the account management from the same perspective, but you can use it also for the purpose where you would like to display the activities of the user in the Power Platform, so you can see what are the planned activities of your colleague or your team, etc., etc. And that's all about release 18.0. If you need more information, detailed release notes can be found on the Resco wiki. Just use this link or scan the QR code. At the same time, I would like to remind you to consider joining our preview testing community. You will be able to install the new product updates each month and try the new features as soon as they are finished and ready to be tested by preview users. And that's it. Thank you. And now we can jump to the Q&A section. Okay, there are a couple of them. First one is that it supports multiple pages, multiple records or multiple entities. So you can bind not only account hierarchy, but multiple entities into the one component. With that feature, we allowed also using various color coding and also definition of what is displayed on the card. So basically, you can define the view in the Power Platform, and this view can be used as a configuration of the fields that will be displayed on the card. It depends on your needs. You can customize or build in or customized configured actions in Woodford. You can use as it is with the standard multiple option configuration dialog in a View Designer. It is additional feature, so you can still use selecting pin by pin, But you can use also this option with the lasso that you will aggregate some particular area on the map. It is up to you. There is no a direct way to turn it off. It is just user interface option that you can use. Basically, it is a function. You have such a huge freedom how to use the configuration of this function in your workflow. Basically, the function has a parameters where you define some pre-filter of the RFIDs if you want. You can define the area that will be accepted by the Zebra scanner. And there are a couple of them more. So you call this function. This function communicates with the SDK. This SDK will trigger the RFID scanner, and then you will get back pre-filtered and pre-defined RFIDs that was identified by the RFID scanner. And after that, you can do whatever you want. You can just list them. You can deduplicate them if you're doing some continuous scanning. You can filter the RFIDs that you don't have in a database. You can display some warning that there are some RFIDs that are not identified. So you have basically full-fledged functionality that is provided by SDK, and you can use it depending on what you need.